Hey everyone, welcome in to the Backroom episode, whatever this is, presented by MyBookie. Use code NEXTROUND to get a first deposit bonus with our friends at mybookie.ag. Looking forward to another college football weekend, playing some games there. But so we did, this was a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, we did one talking about our bucket list, things we really wanted to do. We went through and listed off, was it 5 things?
Five things, which is a little steep.
We just kept on going around circles, all the things we wanted to do. But everybody's got a bucket list, all the kind of stuff. Hey, I really want to accomplish this in my life. I want to visit this place, whatever. So we kind of decided, hey, what's the anti-bucket list? Things that we have done that we never, ever, ever want to do again. So not going to do 5 here, just going to do 1 or 2 apiece. But, there's things in all of our lives that's like, never again am I doing that. So I guess we'll start with Scoot and we will work our way around. So what is something you have done and absolutely never want to do again?
Softball tournament.
We'll probably do a few more of those.
Okay.
Scoot here. So not that it was ever on the bucket list, but going to Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Did it this spring.
Solo,
Oh my
right?
God.
Just you by yourself?
No, me and a group of other, like 30 other people. But the traffic and the lack of giving a shit about pedestrians over there, I can't tell you how many near-death experiences we felt like we had over there. It's just, you're constantly, under assault by bikes, motorcycles, whatever. So yeah, not in a hurry to go back to Amsterdam.
If it weren't for that, was it any good? If they cared about the pedestrians, would it have been a good place to be?
No. I don't care to go back to Amsterdam. That might be Lance's, cup of tea, but no, not for me. Never going back to Amsterdam. My other one, I recommend that everybody at some point in their life should work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
But for me, I never, ever, ever want to do that again because people are a-holes. And I definitely think everybody should, because you can see how people treat people who work in restaurants, and I think it's healthy to know how to treat people who work in restaurants, but that is not an experience that I want to repeat.
Do you have a good story about being?
I did work. I worked one shift at a Subway in Auburn.
Oh God, making sense.
Yeah, I was a sandwich artist for
I'm making
one
an order.
evening.
This is 20 different orders, 20 different checks.
Yeah.
That's why I was one night and he was done.
Yep. I think it was like a training shift, and I closed that night, and it was like me and one other person in the restaurant, and I have no idea what I'm doing. The line's backing up, everybody's drunk in the place who's walking in, because it's 11 o'clock, at some random Subway in Auburn, and yeah, no good, no bueno.
All right.
That's an anxiety attack for me.
Yeah.
Just when you
Yes.
look up and you see the line of just people just looking at you, and sadly, I think I would have been one of those ones in the lines that I'm kind of upset, but I'm not going to take it out on you. Like unless I see you like on your phone or just like not caring, like this dude's totally checked out.
If you're purposely messing it up, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's just a lot to do, then
And you can see all the faces in the line,
Just seething.
Yep. this idiot making my sandwich.
War Eagle. That'll pass here, pal. Mine was, I have very bad anxiety. Medication has improved it a little bit, but it was really bad in early high school. And one Saturday, we were going to go to, I can't remember if it was Pensacola or somewhere. A friend of mine, his mom had a little beach house, and so 4 of us, he said we were going to drive in his mom's car because I think we were freshmen or sophomore. We didn't all have our license yet, and so he said, my stepdad knows a guy that's got a plane. We can just go to the Shelby County Airport and fly there. And I was like, oh, how long is it going to take? Oh, it's like a 30, 45-minute flight. I was like, well, I'd rather do that than drive. I have anxiety. We drive to the Shelby County Airport like at 6 in the morning, and I see this model plane we're getting on, and I'm like, oh my God, we're getting in that thing. This is what killed Richie Valens. And we get in. We have just enough weight for it was a weekend trip. It was like 2 nights, and so we all have luggage, and it's 4 of us, and so it's the pilot, the stepdad in the front, and then in the back seat are 4 seats, but they're 2 and 2, so you're touching knees with somebody else. You're facing each other, and you have to wear these big ass headphones because it's so loud, and the turbulence is ungodly. Now just think about driving in something the size of a minivan, flying in that, and the turbulence is so bad you can't hear anything. So you have these big headphones on, and one of my friends is just laughing so hard because the turbulence is so bad. He didn't know what to do, so he just starts laughing because you're literally doing like that. It was the worst thing ever, and I can't believe when I got out of the plane, I was like, I will never ever do this again. I can't believe I got through that, and I think we had a chance to stay an additional night and fly back, or you can ride home with my mom. I was like, I'm going to ride solo home with your mom, and I was the only one that rode back with the dude's mom because I'm like, I'm not flying back on that thing. I will never do the Richie Valens tour ever again. Has anybody ridden in a little plane like that? A little prop plane?
I have not.
Oh my God. Even takeoff is just like, oh my God, I can't. Thinking about it now gives me chills, just like know that I actually did that and how stupid I was for getting in that plane. What about you, Tyler?
So Rocky's never flying private again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Well, I'll fly private if it's not a little plane where I'm touching knees with somebody.
Like even big planes on takeoff, they kind of feel like they're about to come apart. So I can't imagine what.
Yeah, I get anxious on a regular old passenger plane. I can't imagine.
No, I would never. Like it's just to this day, like just thinking, looking at that little window and like looking at the little wheel spinning, like oh my God. How about you, Tyler?
So my first anti-bucket list is working in a kitchen. Like Scott said, I think it's important that everybody does it at some point. You really learn how quickly people just lose their humanity as soon as they get a little peckish. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's a mob mentality too. One, the guy in front of me, well, he does have a good point. I'm with him. Like this guy, you're slacking.
These people do suck.
Yeah. Are you leaving? No, I'm gonna give him hell the rest of the day. I'm on Yelp. Go ahead.
But last episode, I briefly talked about working at the Irritable Bow. That's not the restaurant I'm complaining about today. Working there was great. I worked the front register at the Chick-fil-A in the Auburn Student Center.
Oh my.
Oof.
So I worked lunch rush there, and I would serve around 400 to 450 customers in 4 hours.
God.
And you just see this long line that snakes around the whole building, and everybody's just staring at you, just waiting on their chicken nuggets or their sandwich, and any little mess up causes a huge delay where a ton of people end up getting angry. And then the other
By the way, all I'm hearing as the resident Alabama fan is that Auburn people are assholes.
Yeah.
Working at the Auburn Subway sucks. Working at the Auburn Chick-fil-A sucks. The people, they're the worst. Anyway, continue.
It's like Amsterdam. Have you ever heard of that place?
Yeah.
They might as well run you over.
After I quit working at Chick-fil-A, I downgraded, honestly. I ended up running the graveyard shift at the Taco Bell in Auburn.
Oh, God.
So
That's easy because people are drunk. They're not going to get upset at all.
Yeah, because everybody knows between like 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., that's when everybody's just super calm, collected, sober. It's awful. I will never do that again. I was in charge.
Do you have a story like what Scott did, like of somebody getting just badgering you like in front of a whole thing, or are we just to the point where something like that would almost make me want to quit on the spot because it's just like just getting ridiculed? I'm bad at math, So if like dude, you gave me the wrong change, and it's almost like with the register, I pressed the wrong button, and then like you see that there's 10 other people in line, and I'm like trying to do the math in my head. That is a super panic attack for me. I would just leave, just take my pleasure to leave.
Luckily, no one ever got super mad. One time during a drive-through shift I was working, one customer was a little drunk and was very upset that we ran out of chips for the day.
It's very upsetting.
We would have had to cook more, and the process of cooking the chips takes about 30 minutes, and we closed in 5 minutes. So no time to make the chips. And he wasn't happy about that. The one story that sticks out to me from Taco Bell, though, I had just started, I was working the front counter, and this couple comes in, and they were a little twitchy, under the influence of something.
Itchy faces?
Yeah, itchy faces, itchy arms. So I take their order, and the rule for front counter workers is you're supposed to stay at the front counter 95% of your shift. And while I'm standing there, the couple starts going at it, hot and heavy in the middle of the Taco Bell lobby.
Yeah.
All right.
And you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just standing there thinking, this is the grossest thing I've ever seen. And the dude, he starts doing more, and I immediately turned around and just thought, I never want to work here again. And I worked there for another year.
It was like, I quit that night. I was like, I'll do another year there.
But yeah, that was my anti-bucket list.
Wow. A lot of food service jobs on the bucket list. I've never worked in a restaurant, fast food, or anything like that. However, my father-in-law owns a restaurant, so now I have seen firsthand how crazy it can get there. Because even though he's the owner, he's one of those, like, I have to be behind the line every single day working with my employees and everything, which I can respect. But at the same time, there's been a couple times because usually I only ever go down there when there's a problem. Because if I'm ever needed, it's usually like to help with something, and it turns into absolute hell down there at that point. So I can see where y'all are coming from with that. I have pretty much only worked in media for the most part, and my bucket list is I will never work in radio ever again. I've officially left that field, and I will never work there again because, number one, it's old. It's just a dinosaur now. Like, I would work for a newspaper if they still existed, just because I like writing. But I kind of randomly stumbled into the internship that I did with the Roundtable back in the day. And then the biggest reason I got into radio right out of college was because it was just a job my mom saw. I think it was on
Back pages.
it was on I can't remember if it was Fox 6 or 3340, but they would have like job postings for other stuff. It may have been 3340 because I think that's who we had our deal with at Cox. But it was just like, hey, we're looking for a promotions assistant. And my mom knew I worked in radio. I was like, here's a job right out of college. So I applied for it, and they just happened to be starting a sports station, and so I went on. But then I got stuck in radio, and even though I met my wife through it, met all of y'all through it and everything, radio's the worst. So I would never work in radio again. I feel like I've just developed a skill set that if this all fell apart for some reason, which is not, that I would find literally anything else to do to not have to work in radio again, because it's the worst. My other thing would be I would never quit a job again without having another job lined up, because I made that mistake after leaving my first radio job. I got pissed off and left, and turned my notice in with actually people who work here now. We turned our notices in at the same time. One had a job lined up. I did not. And so then I sat there unemployed for 8 months because I had to find a job.
Yeah.
I'd only been working for a year and a half. I'd only been out of college like a year and a half at this point, and I quit, and it was awful. Played a lot of video games. That was about it. So I guess a lot of ours were career related about how we're never doing that career again. But, you know, we've all ended up here for a reason, and now we're doing this, and we're going to work here forever. So, yeah.
I had another topic. Do you want to bring up my other topic, or do you want to save it for next week?
That's up to you. What do you think?
Well, how would you word it? I'm kidding. Don't.
It was.
Nope.
It was.
Nope.
Not safe for work. Anyway, that's been the back room. That's things we will never do. I had one I was going to say, but I'm not quite ready to unleash that on the world yet. So,
Jeez.
Teaser.
it has nothing to do with Ryan Brown in a seat. But anyway, this has been the back room episode, whatever it is. I don't even remember what number we're on.
I'll say it's 49.
49.
That's a good
Episode
one.
49.
That might be a little high.
47, whatever.
40, yeah, 48.
There you go.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Right here of the back room. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, everything at Next Round Live, at Disrupt the Media, at Roll Tide Pods, at War Damn Pods. All 4 of those are 4 separate channels, despite what you may hear sometimes. And yeah, check out mybookie.ag. Use code Next Round for first deposit bonus and go bet on those games this weekend.
And also get your, if you're at Taco Bell, have chips cooked. Chips cooked.
Even if they close in 5 minutes, force them to do it.
Yeah. Love you.